Absolutely, I can. Anybody who wants more context, just follow back. Having poor internal emotional boundaries shows up as not knowing where one person's emotions end and yours begin. And I want to make it clear this can go both ways. I used to be in a relationship with someone who was avoidant for sure, but they would also call themselves an empath. Now, I have issues with that, and I get triggered when people are like, I'm an empath. Because I want to know what you mean by that. Like, do you genuinely have a good read on other people's emotional states and you know how to be boundaried around it and help them regulate and process and have boundaries and be able to like back off? Or are your boundaries so low that people's emotions flood you and cause you to become dysregulated? And in the case of my ex, withdraw. And in the case of me, pursue. On both sides, it's poor internal boundaries and unhealthy coping mechanisms on top of those poor boundaries. So for me, when someone calls himself an empath, it always puts me on alert. I know that's partly my own shit to dig through, but it's also happened enough times by multiple people that call themselves empaths that it seems like it's a pattern. So taking on someone else's emotions, being overwhelmed by them, even being able to feel them is not the same as being able to move through them with wisdom and intelligence. To discern what is theirs and what's yours and just to be aware of it. And like I said, a lot of those empaths did not know how to show actual empathy. And sometimes they were wrong. I know you say you're not angry, but I can tell you're really upset about this. No, I'm not. Are you sure though? Because I'm an empath. I can feel it. No, I'm not. I'm not angry and I don't want to talk about it. Oh, see there's the anger. I knew I felt it. That is toxic bullshit. But hopefully you can see how this kind of manifests in both attachment styles, the anxious and the avoidant. The anxious sees or senses that something is wrong and they go, oh, are you okay? What can I do to help? I mean, I can tell that you're upset. And the avoidant goes, something's wrong. And they withdraw. And in my opinion and experience, learning to work on those things comes down to self-awareness, building up good skills yourself to help yourself emotionally regulate, learning to feel your feelings in your body and to name them. Because if it's a feeling coming up from within me, well, that is my feeling. If it's something that I feel like is being put on me, that's actually somebody else's feeling. And then for the one trying to maintain the healthy boundaries and maintain healthy empathy, they need to stand firmly in a place of integrity. And that is within themselves, in their core. I may be pretty good at reading people. My pattern matching may be on point. However, until it's confirmed, the only thing I can really be sure of is my own experience and what's going on in me. What are the feelings I'm having? What is my body doing? What are the stories that are coming up in my head attached to the feelings that I'm feeling? Because those are the only things I can control. Do I have the capacity? Do I have the space to give? Do I have the mental, emotional energy? If I don't and try to help anyway, then I'm violating my own self. Other than that, checking yourself, listening to the other person if you're trying to help, and listening if they just want you to listen, problem solve if they want you to problem solve, but don't step in their interior.